real quick, because I'm recording right now. Hi, YouTube. We are going to talk about the new Zenless patch that just dropped last night. Now, I already read it, but you guys can read it with me. There are a couple things that I want to point out that are actually really good going into what I believe is 1.1. Right now, we are in 1.0, if like 1.0 / part 2, right? Zhu Yin just dropped today. Very great character, having a blast with her, learning her so far. Nice combo opportunity for sure by herself, but that's neither here nor there. We'll wait for another video. Anyhow, I want to go over that's Zenless. I want to go over this, which should have everything here for you guys. So if we can just briefly read over this, and I'll zoom in so that y'all can read everything with me. A lot of what's happening here is basically them thanking us for playing the game and giving us a little bit of an insight on where they're going and how the creative team is super excited to show us the unique style and content to every player, right? Which is really good. So there's a lot of like quality of life stuff that they're trying to implement here from what I can tell or take into consideration, as well as improving on things we don't like, such as improving the connection between the TV mode and the combat experience, offering more diverse and challenging combat options. That's the biggest one for me. Y'all know me, that's the biggest one. And then optimizing some repetitive exploration experiences. This is really good. In the first issue of the Ridu Renovation Talk, we'd love to discuss some of the main issues raised in your feedback and share our current plans for optimizing the game and future updates. And I want to tell you guys, anytime you see, where is it at? You come into the game, right? When you guys go into your mail, now don't look at mine because, you know, we're here. Oh shit, you can go straight to training from here. That's crazy, bro. There's such a waste of time. I don't have to do that anymore that I know that. Anyway, if you come in here, you'll usually have something like this, right? Zenless Zone Zero player survey. Dear proxies, we've prepared a survey for you to deepen our understanding of your experience and further improve the quality of the game. You get these around every so often, and you actually get some, they're giving you polychrome for it now. They weren't doing that before. Sometimes they'll give you like 20,000 zenny or whatever. Now I compiled all this so that I can just do them all at once when I have the free time, because each one of these takes about like anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes, depending on what they're asking, because they ask the same shit. And there's no way for you to store that information. So you're constantly repeating in the same information. Anyhow, point being is that when you fill out these surveys, this is your best opportunity to tell them what it is that you're looking for. Hey, I want this back in the game. I don't want this. You should change this. I don't like the way this is. This is preventing me from playing the game, whatever. Now that we have that little tidbit, right, we can actually go into what they're calling the Ridu Renovation Talk. Optimizations expected to be implemented in version 1.1, which is right after Zhu Yin's banner. So Zhu Yin's banner is going away, and then I believe we're going to get Xing Ye or Jane Doe first, one of the two, but it's going to be that patch. So the first thing that they want to talk about in terms of the narrative experience in the latest story missions of version 1.1, for the first time, you will be able to interact with new Iridu's neighborhoods and fight through levels to advance the story's progress from the perspective of the mission's protagonist. This is actually really cool. What I'm taking from this is, like, for instance, the Soldier 11 one. Basically, if Soldier 11 is the story character, you will be playing for the story. You don't have to do the TVs to go through the story anymore. That's what I'm taking from that, but only time will tell. I'll know for sure whenever we get there. Second one, my favorite one, we are getting manual mode back. Some of you guys kept asking me, why do you keep saying manual mode? What's manual mode? Why was it so important? Why would I want to do that? Manual mode was in the game during CBT 2 and 1. And in this version, or this mode of the game, if you will, where is it at? I can show you guys for just a moment here inside of training. You come over into training, there was something down here at the bottom where you could turn on manual mode or not manual mode. Or if you came into your proxy, the HDD, when you go into the proxy, whatever it is, let me see, like a story commission, you see how it says challenge mode and then trial mode. So before, that wasn't there. No, J Nero, CBT3 didn't have it. That's why we were all like, where is it? CBT3, they got rid of manual mode. Manual mode used to be down here. Instead of challenge mode, it used to be manual mode. What manual mode allowed you to do is whenever you trigger a chain attack in the game, right now the chain attack is forced. It's always going to trigger a chain attack regardless of what you input or do. And then you have to wait it out, which slows down combat experience. It slows down your gameplay. And for us, we were really getting into the whole combo aspect of the game. It took complete control away. Now you would think, why would I want that? The reason that I personally want that, and then you can make the decision if you want it or not, or if you're excited for it as well. What manual mode allows you to do was control when you triggered a chain attack, which then meant you could do EX special moves or heavy attacks without worrying about triggering a chain attack. How did this work? You essentially just held the button. So if I were going to do a heavy attack or anything that counted as a heavy attack, I would have to hold the button to trigger the chain attack, which then manually forces the chain attack. But if I didn't want to do that, so let's say Ambi using her normal EX skill or normal skill, which is an uppercut, but will always trigger a chain attack because it's counted as a heavy attack. Well, if I just wanted to get the launcher, I could just press her skill, not hold it. She would launch them in the air. I could switch tech or switch cancel, whatever you want to call it. I could do one of those two things into another character without having to do that. On top of that, what this now allows you to do is control the order of who triggers what chain attack, right? Sometimes I might want to use Rina's chain attack last, the orb, so that I can go into Ellen. Or I might want to use Lycan's first so that he gets the, whatever. So what I would do is then I would go Rina, instead of triggering with Rina, I would swap, do whatever tech, swap into Lycan, let Lycan trigger the chain attack. Then Rina gets the first chain attack, Lycan gets the second, and then Shark Boo would get the third. Then Ellen comes out to finish off the entire chain order, right? Those are things that you would want to do in the game with manual mode. So them telling us that they're gonna implement this, they've heard our cries, all of us putting in the surveys like, yo, bring this back. Like this was something that we really wanted, because they originally took it out from CBT 2 to 3 because a lot of the casual players that happened to have the game were like, yo, what the fuck is manual mode? Get rid of that. Like they didn't know what it was because they never did it. But a lot of us that did do it, we wanted it back. So it's nice to see that they're gonna bring this back. This is very good. The third thing that they talked about in terms of combat, we have added a series of challenging combat missions and game modes. They're adding this super early on. That will continuously be updated. All proxies are welcome to try them out in the new version. That's very good. So they're hearing us talk about the game feels a little too easy. So they're gonna keep, from what I can gather, they're keeping the story the same. The story missions, the easy stuff, your regular commissions or combat missions, all of this stuff is gonna stay the same. And then you're gonna have new game modes and new combat missions that will be more challenging. What I hope they do by making them more challenging is don't give them a fat ton of HP, but make the enemies super aggro. I think if the enemies are mega aggressive, that will significantly change people's opinions on difficulty, because the game being difficult, like adding more HP doesn't make the game more difficult. And I hope that the Zenless team is listening to this, because if you make them more aggro, it immediately forces every player to lock in. The mashing, the I can do things blindfolded, the haha, this game is baby mode, like all of these things will just stop. If you make enemies more aggro and you make the enemies more punishing, like how an action game would be, all the baby mode stuff stops. So that's what I hope they do. At this point, I no longer care about what some player can do on the phone or not. I know that sounds a little mean, and I don't mean it to come off that way, but genuinely speaking, as much fun as I'm having, as much fun as a lot of other players are having, towards endgame, granted, none of us like the spongy HP enemies. No one likes that. That shit is dumb. As much fun as we are having in the game itself, it is very annoying that regardless of what we can or can't do, there's a multitude of comments that are always going to say like, oh, but the game's super easy. You just mash. I'm only in chapter 4, or my bad. I'm only level 4, chapter 1, but the game is just mash, right? So it is what it is. But anyway, number 4, which is why I said chapter 4. In Shiyu defense, we've improved the display of enemies' attribute resistances, making it easier for you to select suitable agents for each challenge. I didn't really have an issue with this. So I mean, I guess more information is always good, but I never really had an issue with this. Number 5. After unlocking a new agent, the internet avatar of that agent will be automatically unlocked. So now we can just pretty much have the avatar for, instead of the squiggly bug-eye avatars that we have, everyone has those. Now we're actually going to be able to use our agents. I also saw something on Twitter. I don't know if this is considered a leak or not, because I don't know where it came from. I just saw it being retweeted. But it looks like we're going to be getting these avatar banners as well. So not only will we be able to get the agents, but we'll also be getting exclusive limited banner characters. So if you happen to have the limited banner character, you're going to get a standard banner for that character. And then if you have certain M1, M2, M4, M6, then you're going to be able to get the, naked version of the banner, which I think is really cool. Lastly, the battle menu interface on mobile devices will allow you to customize certain UI buttons within a preset plan, within a preset plan. So you can choose the controls that best suit your playstyle. Mobile controller or mobile players are now going to be able to change their controls. That's it. You're done, which is awesome. As far as optimizations go, which are going to happen in version 1.2, which is like really far out. This is a clean like 2-ish months out, right? 2.5 months out for version 1.2. So that's I don't know why they told us this now, but I mean, it's nice. I'm very pleased that they're telling us this right now, but, or telling us in general, but I don't know if I needed this right now. It's nice to look forward to. For completed story missions and exploration missions with uncollected rewards, they're going to basically make it so that Fairy, the little device that you have, is going to be able to complete these missions for you over a set period of time. So this is going to add another, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this fell under your dailies. This is going to be something else that you just kind of casually do, where like, let's say you're going to sleep and you're like, ah, man, I could collect, 60 polychrome or 120 polychrome. Okay, cool. Let Fairy do it for you overnight and you're done. I believe Honkai Impact 3rd has something similar to this in, I don't remember the mode of it. It's like their version of an open world mode or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, no, the dorm system. It's their version of the dorm system is what this is going to look like. I could easily see the Fairy assistants turning into Zenless's version of the dorm system, which would be very good. Number 2, while exploring the monitor area, which I believe is the TV mode, the automatic accelerated playback when enabled will not be interrupted by other events, meaning that you won't have to constantly keep clicking fast forward on and off inside of the TV mode. The moment you click it, it's going to stay that way until you turn it off or until you get into like some combat, which would be very good, super good. Like minuscule things like that are very good. Preset lineup feature will be added, meaning you will be able to choose whether to include a Bangbu in your lineup for battle commissions. The lineup controls before the Shiyu defense will also be optimized. So we're getting something, for instance, like I didn't get this stuff in Starro for what, almost a year, to be able to have the whole like team order and preset teams and all that kind of stuff. We've had to manually do it for an entire year. So getting this 9 weeks into the game, very good, kudos. The entrance location for agent training will be adjusted and repeated combat stages will be added, making it easier to access training and familiarize yourself with agent specific controls. Very good, very good. Now I just discovered this today. This part isn't even needed. All you have to do, if you didn't know this, because I didn't know this, literally go in, you press start, go into options, and then training mode is right there. I only just caught that today, but you don't have to keep going back to your room to access training mode. It's just right there. Press start, go to options, training mode is right there. And you have both character training, the tutorials for your character, and you have just the free training, and you can do it from anywhere. It won't teleport you, to my understanding. It just opens the menu, so you're good to go. After reaching a certain in or out level, a feature that allows you to freely change the time will be unlocked. This is good, meaning that you don't have to keep wasting days. Based on your feedback, we have optimized the background brightness in some commissions. I didn't really have an issue with that, but that's fine. Optimizations expected to be implemented in later versions, which will be number 1, we will be able to control any agent that we own, not just Wise or Bell. I know a lot of people are excited about that because you pull characters you want to play as a character. That means I get to walk around town as Nicole with fat ass titties. I'm all for that, okay? Number 2, we will be continuously improving the models for some agents to provide proxies with an improved visual experience. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments down below, but I don't know what agents don't look good. Maybe they're gonna make them more HD. I don't know. It is what it is. Lastly, we will continuously optimize the interface, interaction experience, and combat interface UI. All proxies are welcome to explore the game further and let us know your suggestions. So this is just them saying like they're gonna improve and keep improving on stuff little by little. That's pretty much it. Ultimately, I think this is a very good roundtable, right? Or like, discussion, whatever they want to call it. This is nice. This is a very good way to introduce us to know what's going on. It's not wasting our time. We didn't have to wait for a live stream. They didn't set up a live stream to tell us all this information. We got this information right before Julien dropped, and we have everything that we need to know to look forward to. And when they give us the live stream, we'll possibly have more things that they want to update us on. So I think doing it this way is significantly better. I'm all for this. But that's pretty much going to be it for me today, guys. Hopefully y'all are looking at this and you're more aware of that. I know a lot of you guys don't have Twitter. Keep it that way. I promise you, Twitter is accessible. But out of everything, I think ultimately, how many times have I said ultimately today? God damn. I think this is good. That's it. I don't want to waste any more time. I'm gonna get out of here. Thank y'all for watching today's video. Like, comment, subscribe down below, all that fun stuff. Also, guys, I've been getting hate rated. All right, I'm trying to keep it not as mentioned, but I did get a couple comments, and you're like, why is the video getting disliked? What happened? Like, it's mass being disliked. I'm being hate rated. It's the easiest way to put it. All right, I can't say my usual outro because it's inappropriate for YouTube. Smell you later.